in the room and on Zoom. Happy rainy Tuesday. Oh, look who we have. Some new good faces. This is exciting. Jamie, he was on Zoom last week. And then Matthew Ray, this is his first meeting here, coming over from Portland Central. He lives over here. And then Prisha joined us a couple weeks ago. So this is exciting, you guys.
And we have great news.
Did you have specific great news you wanted to share?
No, we have great news later.
Yeah, I was like, there's so much great news. Matt, welcome. We're happy you're here. And Matt is going to be teaching a CE class, not this Wednesday, but next Wednesday. So I wanted to throw this up. Monetizing business with the end in mind, exit strategies. So come to that. In this room, we'll bring lunch in, scan there to register. But this is the course you created?
Correct.
Okay, you want to tell everyone a little about it?
Yeah, I think that you want to, hello, I'm Matthew. That we run businesses, right? And I think most businesses have a succession plan somewhere, but we don't usually think about it until the very end. And it's too late to monetize your business if you're ready to retire the next day. So you need to start with this the end in mind, in my mind. So we'll talk about the different ways to do that. Some case studies, and then I'd love feedback on how to improve it before we roll it out to help bring more people to the brokerage. So,
Awesome.
I love it. Rolling it worldwide.
That's a good warm up to a business planning clinic, which is coming up too.
exactly. I mean, if you're not treating this like a business, then we'll, I mean, hello, I'm happy, but if you're not treating it like a business,
Right.
why are we doing this if it's not a business?
Yeah. And it's like there's a theme, right? With a lot of our classes and trainings and workshops here, like for this fourth quarter, is really just lining up our business and thinking about our wealth and all these like longer term goals. So I love that. I can't wait to attend the class. But before that, this Wednesday, we went a little out of order here. But this Wednesday we have our CE class with lawyers title on social media strategies for realtors specifically. So we haven't had a social media class in a while, so I think it's always good to just brush up on the latest. This one, if you register, it does make it easier to get a head count for lunch and to administer your CE certificate afterwards. So register for that. And again, as always, all of these links are on kwppagents.com if you need to access them later. Career night. So if you know of anyone who is interested in getting into real estate, thinking about getting into real estate, I invited my waiter at a restaurant last night to come because he's thinking about getting into real estate. But it's people they come to you guys and ask questions. So if you know of anyone, send them tomorrow night, 6:30 to 7:30. Or if you want to grow your team, we are like thinking about growing a team and you have people that might be interested and they just kind of want to learn about real estate overall and Keller Williams overall, feel free to send them. Okay, and then on this Thursday is our big wealth building workshop. I emailed you guys about it this morning, just as an extra reminder. So this, we collaborated with 3 other Keller Williams to bring in the KW Wealth team because there is a cost to this. But yeah, they recommend that we charge $2.99 a ticket, and we didn't want to do that because we wanted to make it more accessible. So we're charging $99. We're going to hopefully just absorb some of the cost because it's going to be worth it. And 1 to 4 is the course, and there is pre-work just to kind of think about your finances and where you're at currently as far as your net worth and your wealth. So you do want to not wait till the last minute and register for that. And then following the course from 1 to 4 is a happy hour sponsored by Homefront. And that'll be a little mixer. And we happen to be hosting it here. So there's lots of people who've already signed up for this from our market center and from the other market centers. We will have to have a hard cap at about 80 just because of our space. So don't wait till the last minute, but we would love to see you guys there. And again, this is about building your personal long-term wealth strategy and really achieving the net worth that you want to achieve in your life, right? So investing in real estate is one of the 8 pillars that they're going to discuss, but there's a lot of different pillars too. Oh, yes. And somebody else asked me if they could bring a guest and somebody else asked me if it's only for realtors. So yes, you can always bring a guest. And I think some of those strategies will be geared towards realtors, but I mean, if you have industry friends, I'm sure that that is applicable as well.
What's up, everybody? My name is Gabby Brennis-Holtz, and I'm coming to you on behalf of the KW Wealth team. We are really excited to welcome you soon to our courses coming to you in Oregon, where we are going to spend 4 jam-packed hours talking about the family office mindset that Gary Keller and Brett Tanner personally have designed to bring it to our ecosystem. You will hear about how we think through the 8 pillars of investing, some of Brett's and my very favorite investment strategies of 2024, how to optimize your current cash flow, and how to build meaningful wealth so that every single one of you can accomplish the goal of building out a $50 million wealth plan to accomplish over the next 30 years. So I hope that I will be seeing you in our courses in Oregon. We'll see you soon. To your wealth.
All right. That hype everyone up? Yes. We were like, should we play the video? It's a little hypey, but it's good. It's good to see. I mean, so we're flying in the KW Wealth team, and we have I've never had anything like this before. They're kind of they have a lot of content that they're going to show us for the first time. So, and resources. So it should be a great course. Yes, I'll go through, and you should have received an email from KW Wealth if you've RSVP, but I'll go through the RSVP list and also send it out to make sure everyone from our market center has it too. I'll go through that maybe later today in case we get some more registrations today. Yeah, it's kind of just analyzing like your monthly spend and your net worth and some of those things so that you have a baseline as you're going through these. Okay, we're gonna do a little trick or treat thing around this office. If you have an office here, stay tuned. You can decorate your office. We can give you candy. You can get your own candy. And if you have kids, nieces, nephews, neighbors, friends that you want to bring around to trick or treat on actual Halloween from 2 to 4, please do so. It should be a fun time. Best decorated office wins. And then we have Ignite coming back starting Monday, October 28th. Is there a sign up for Ignite, you guys, or do people just show up?
Yeah, just sign up on kwpagents.com.
Okay. So if you are not familiar, Ignite is our Keller Williams foundational course, right? So if you are new to the business, if you are in the growing phase of your business, if you just want to learn from our top agents. So look at all the lineup of our ALC and top agents who are teaching it all these different times. It's a great opportunity. So it's open to anyone. And even if you came from another brokerage or just want to brush up on all your skills, it's a great class. So it's going to be every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, right? For a couple of weeks. Is that correct? Yep. So it's a pretty intense couple weeks of coursework, but then you'll come out with a lot. I mean, look at these agents. They're all going to teach you something. So thanks to those of you in the room who are signed up to teach too. And then we're ending it. Sorry, go back really quick. We're ending it with business planning clinic, right? So you'll go through Ignite and then along with everyone else, get set up for the year ahead and your goals. And then our partner healthcare plan, Clearwater Benefits, open enrollment starts November 1st and goes through the end of the year. So I know this time of year, a lot of you guys are reviewing healthcare. And even if you're like on a significant other, it's a good time to look at it all. If you go to their website, you can explore their plans, you can get a quote, or you can book a one-on-one with one of the consultants. So a lot of people have been doing that. It's pretty easy. Whitney, you just did it, right? You booked a one-on-one and it was helpful, right? They were helpful. So they're great, helpful. We'll have more information. I'll probably post on our website or our Facebook group soon about some of the plans and things like that. But again, there's a partner to provide you guys discounts on healthcare. Okay, and then save the date. These are some future things that you just want to make sure you guys save the date for. So some of our commercial agents are going to Commercial Summit next week. That's exciting. Ignite starts October 28th. Business Planning Clinic open to everyone is November 14th. And that is like 9 to 2 that day. So it's one of those you're going to want to block out the day. You don't want to miss that. Our holiday party, save date, is going to be Friday, December 13th at the Oregon Golf Club. So save that date. We'll have our economic forecast in January sometime. Homefront's going to have a Valentine's Day Making Pot Buy event on the 30th. On February 4th is our annual award ceremony at Tualatin Country Club. So again, save that date. Like there's some of you guys we only see a couple times a year, right? At those events. So hope to see all of you guys. And then family reunion in February, and then we're rocking and rolling under the year. So we'll talk more about family reunion probably next week, but just save some of those important dates in your calendar so you can attend. And Joe is still out of town. He comes back tomorrow. I think he might be flying back today and tomorrow out of the country. And so thank you guys for your patience while he's been gone. Dwight and I have been doing, I would say, moderately well at managing the broker hotline.
I haven't been stumped yet, so.
Right. And we know if Pam had a question, I was like, let me call Kelly for backup on that one. Right. So we are here to help you guys for 2 more days, and then Joe will be back. But again, you can always call the broker hotline if you just have a question or need help. Somebody will answer it too. Okay, Homefront. Let's hear from our Homefront team. We had an amazing event last week. Thanks for all of you guys who came out. We probably had like 50 people to our kind of like relaunch event. How's your Antalia? Fill us in on what is going on.
Hello.
Hello.
Thank you for everyone that was able to attend. It was great to get to have some time with everybody. It was really a great event. We're going to follow up with a vendor contact list. So many people donated and gave some really awesome prizes. So if you can use those vendors in the future, please do. They really supported us in this. So that's one thing I want to mention. I'll let Ty do the market update, but I did want to chime in one other thing. I forget what the name of the series is. Agent Fundamentals. Tomorrow from 10 to 11, I'll be teaching a class for basically lending 101 for realtors. What do you need to know so that you don't look dumb when people ask you questions, and where to cut that conversation off? So anybody wants to join that, I'm assuming, can pop in?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So we'll be doing that tomorrow.
10 o'clock in this room.
Yes.
Most importantly, where to cut the conversation off.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so you don't tell them the wrong thing and then look really bad
It's a
because
small
you
pet
get
peeve.
corrected
This is a
by
small
mortgage
pet peeve.
people.
It's a small pet peeve, but it's okay. So market update, really, there's no major updates. Rates are still about the same as they were last week and the week before. They go up and down every single day. We get emails 3 to 4 days, three to four times a day. There's 1/8 better, 1/8 worse. Let's see, conforming is about 6.5, FHA at the low 6s, and then the VA is about in the high 5s to low 6s. So now the feds are supposed to be meeting in November after the election, so we'll see what's going to happen. It's kind of iffy if they're going to go drop it again. They're not sure. It all depends on where inflation's at that point, and unemployment and all that kind of stuff. So otherwise, nothing really exciting. Also, every week I want to bring something of value when it comes to information, because I know we're all business owners and marketers as we are. Anybody have a Google business page? Raise your hand if you do. Do you guys have your mobile phone attached to it, so they call it? Yeah. Did you guys know, and again, this is Big Brother stuff, that if somebody calls that number, Google somehow is able to track that, and it'll actually rank you based on if you're answering or not. You might want to look that up. So I don't know if you have somebody that can answer it for you, things like that, but it does dictate where to put you in the rankings when it comes to Google. So it's a little marketing tidbit. So yeah,
That's cool. It's always good to, something we're trying to beef up for all of you guys is just our online presence of our brokerage, so that you can see like what searches we showed up in, and it's kind of interesting to see all that on your own Google Analytics page.
One last reminder, we do have a suggestions box right outside of the office for any topics that you really want us to go over. I feel like someone put one in there last week and we haven't looked at it because of the event, but we will be bringing some of those through. So if they're like 5-minute conversations, we'll just chime them in and try to answer any of you guys' stupid questions that you don't want to ask in here, but always we're available. Pop in the office. We try to make sure.
Any scenarios you guys got to have this one lender is not able to do something, or this or that, or your client has questions, or it's a crazy scenario or something like that, please run it. That's what we're here for. You're part of your utility belt, make you guys look good. So
Yeah.
I love it. And then do you guys want to talk about the appraisal coupon?
Yes. So anybody that did not attend the event may not know that we are giving out appraisal coupons to anybody that is getting pre-approved between now and the 1st of the year for $500 towards their appraisal. They don't have to close by then. It goes through all of next year, but that's saving your clients some money. So love to be able to do that and give them a holiday present from us.
I love it. Thank you, guys.
Wonderful.
Yes, and they're here to answer any questions.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Thanks,
We
guys.
appreciate you guys. Okay. All right. Oh, wait, before we dig into some meat, Tim, you have your auction tomorrow?
We do.
Okay.
Tomorrow at 5:30. I have Cole slide through the slides here real quick. It's 73 acres in Dallas, Oregon. Got a show, home and shops, and there's additional acreage. So it's the 2 tax parcels, but it's 1 property. And we'll be there 2 hours before the sale. So at 3:30 we'll be on site, answer any questions. If you have a buyer, great. If you don't have a buyer, log on to the KWPP high bid, like high and then bid .com. We've got we can go through if you have a buyer, you know, you need to register them before the sale. But we have go ahead and go through. Oh, here's on some of the places we've had a total of 8,400 views on Zillow, and 410 saves. Just on the just on the state association site, that's 6,600. Just on the KWPP site, we've had 7,280 views. We're exposing this property to as many people as we can. We have we're partnered with Berkshire Hathaway. They brought the sale to us, so we're working with them. We can work with anybody, so we'll figure out the splits and the ratios, and usually you're going to get paid more than what a traditional brokerage situation is. One more slide. I think we have this is only 2 of the Facebook ads, but total we've had 41,000 views on just probably 2/3 of our marketing. So we're in the ag paper, the Capital Press, the local Salem paper. So we should have a good turnout, and log in on kwpp.highbid.com and you can listen to the auction and watch the bidding. So
That's cool. If you're unfamiliar with auctions, that's just a good experience to kind of take a look at. And if you have questions about auctions, or if you have a weird listing on a weird piece of land or something that could sell better or get more visibility on auction, reach out to Tim.
Be happy to help. Thanks.
Cool. Thanks, Tim.
Right back there, and Bradley has 69 acres that we'll announce after that. He's got 69 acres out in Dallas, Oregon too, so that's on a traditional listing.
Nice. Guys, have some big ones.
Dallas.
I don't know. Okay, let's talk about the market and how you guys are doing and how the Portland area is doing. Okay, let's dig in. So first, let's look at this week's Altos report. So this is the Portland Altos report. So just a couple of significant things on here. Days on market is going up to 93. Price decreased. 52% of homes have had a price decrease. Inventory is actually, it's dipping down a little bit, but overall, we know it's kind of going up, but just interesting to kind of take a look at just some of those indicators in Portland. Okay, next one. Lake Oswego. And on Portland, excuse me, the median list price was $675, and then in Lake Oswego, the median list price is like 1.5 million. So your days on market are 81 for Lake Oswego. And then again, this is just for the last week. 62% of homes in Lake Oswego have had a price decrease. So that's higher than it normally is, right? Higher than average. So just something to be aware of. And just a reminder that you can pull these Altos reports for any city, zip code specific, and get the full detailed reports for your clients.
And it is branded to our office.
Right into our office. If you don't have access to those, email Cole or reach out to Cole and he'll get you set up. But our goal with paying for the branded ones versus just getting them from the title company was to make it a more beautiful thing to present to your clients, right? It just looks better. It looks nice. It has, the Keller Williams logo on it.
Many people get lost in the numbers, but they can see when a curve is going down or up. And so
Yeah.
having the Altos reports with you to help create the image in their mind about where the market is going, and that helps them determine whether they want to put their price higher or where you recommend it, right? So
And the Altos is nice because it updates weekly and you can drill it down by city and zip. The RMLS market action report that gets emailed to everyone and is also available on rmls.com is another great tool. It comes out monthly. And so there is a little bit of a lag time, right? But so this is for the whole Portland metro area. But overall on the inventory slide, the orange line at the top is 2024. So more inventory, right? And then as you can see on the right circled, 3.5 months of inventory. So the highest it has been since last November. So going in a good direction. If we have good interest rates and inventory, that makes for a good market to sell homes in.
Quick question, the last time we were at 3.5?
November of 2023.
Prior to November
Oh, no.
2014,
That's a good fact.
February of 2014,
Isn't
10 years ago.
months or so like the historical norm? Isn't that like considered? It is how?
yeah,
Yeah, they used to say it used to be like 6 months was the norm, but I don't know if that is even really accurate anymore, if that can be considered like a balanced market. So what do you guys think? 4 to 6 would probably be more balanced.
well, so if I was meeting with someone right now that was calling me because they're thinking about putting their property on the market next year, the exciting part about this year, as you can see from the last 2 years, that the inventory trends down into the fourth quarter. We know that. And if rates are coming down and the inventory is trending down, it's actually a great time to have your home on the market. During the holidays, people that tend to look are the ones that have to move. They're not the ones that are thinking about moving because it's inconvenient. It might be cold, might be rainy. They're the people that are moving. And so when I had a listing that was about to expire in September or October, I would be having this conversation. Hey, look, the inventory is going down. Your competition is either selling or deciding to take their homes off the market for the holiday. This is your time to stay on the market. Now, we might have to adjust the price a little bit because we haven't sold over the summer, just to tune it up and make it look fresh. But we need to stay on the market. And in this case, the Fed will likely, that was a strange employment number that we had that has caused rates to go up a little bit, but I think it's likely that you're going to see different employment numbers in the next 2, November, December, and we'll see the rates drift back down again by the end of the year. That's my belief. So it's the time to have them on the market. And you'll also see when we get to our office numbers, why it even makes more sense for our office.
Yes. And I love relying on the data, right? I don't think you should put your house on the market this quarter. Look, statistically, it would be a good decision. Okay, let's take a look at the next slide. Closed sales and average time on market. And again, the orange line is 2024. So on closed sales, we are kind of following similarly to 2023. Is the line up higher, the blue line is 2022. So we had quite a few more sales, but I think we're pacing to be pretty similar to what we were last year, like overall, as far as number of closed.
All companies.
Yes, good point. And then total market time is higher than it has been the last 2 years. Still following a similar trend line, and shape, but just a little bit longer. Okay, next slide. So this is the heat map of like what is selling the most, right? So the red, as you can see, and you look at the percentages of what is selling. And then if you look at one thing that's kind of interesting, if you go from like 600 to 700 to the 700 to 800, it's like half as many. So if you're going to price a house around 700, might make sense to do it on that side, right?
Yeah,
Anything else you wanna add?
Yeah, exactly. If market time's going up, we might want to hedge and stay under 700 instead of maybe trying a little bit higher than 700, which I might be inclined to do in March because I could reduce the price if I had to in April and still have the entire spring market ahead of me. But for this time of year, I'm going to be a little bit sharper because I am going into the holidays and want to make sure that I get it sold.
Mhm. So again, yeah, dig into this if you're looking at certain price points, but it's just kind of interesting to see what is actually selling.
And I've had a conversation with at least one or two of you that have talked about holding open houses. And so if you're thinking about the price range to hold an open house where you're going to have the greatest chance to sell it or to find a client that's ready to go, that is a great indicator of success right there, because that will tell you where the buyers are buying.
Yes, that's good. Okay, let's look at our actual Keller Williams Portland Premier numbers. So for September, we took on 131 new listings. Contracts written is like another way to say pending. So we had 154 pending. So those are great numbers because those are looking ahead. So if that happened last month, they're going to hopefully close in fourth quarter. So those are good numbers. We closed 139 units, 76.7 million in sales volume. You guys earned 1.7 million in GCI, and our agent count stayed the same. We increased by 5 and lost by 5, right? You're starting to see some of the agents that are not really doing business get out of the business. PMAR is predicting about 15% decrease in agent count for 2025. So, we'll keep seeing that. And so, we just need to at least stay where we are, right?
We're trading them for agents
we're-
like Jamie and Matthew. So
And
we feel
Tricia.
very good about, and Tricia, that's right, and where we're going.
Yes. So, but yeah, staying the same. So then if you look at where we were at September of 2023 and August, just last month, you can kind of compare. But we had a strong September and on pace to have a strong October. So now let's give that a little bit more context here on the next slide. So these are our year-to-date numbers. And then the percentages so the year-to-date numbers across the top are the ones we just kind of went through for September, but now it's the year-to-date. So year-to-date, we've taken on 1,104 listings. Went pending 1,110, closed units 1,076, closed volume 633 million, and closed GCI 14.8 million. So that's real number, like 14.8 million, like that's what you guys have earned so far this year. So in the first 3 quarters. So that's pretty impressive. So
It's phenomenal.
yeah. So let's look at what that means. So year to date, year over year is the next line, the highlighted one. So the listings taken is up 30%. And then let's just compare that for a sec with the numbers right below it. So the year to date, year over year numbers for RMLS, and I'm sorry, when I say RMLS, it's the Portland metropolitan area of RMLS, just to be clear. They are up 0.6 year to date, year over year. KWRI, which is Keller Williams, all of Keller Williams, is up 17.2%, and the Northwest region is up 9%. So us being up 30% on listings taking is substantially outpacing all the rest, right?
It's very dramatic in Portland.
Mm-hmm.
When you say year over year on that 30%, is that all KW offices or is that just?
So,
KWPP?
So in the yellow is
Yeah.
just us, KW, Keller Williams Portland Premier. And then the year-to-date, year-over-year percentage, the KWRI is all of Keller Williams.
For the
And
country.
then, and the country. And then and even Canada, I think US and Canada. And then the bottom one, year-to-date, year-over-year percentage is just the Northwest region. So Washington, Oregon, Idaho, and Alaska. So it helps because sometimes you look at these numbers and you're like, okay, great. We took on 1,100 listings. Is that good? Is that, what is that? It's hard to sometimes contextualize that. So let's look at pendings and contracts written. So that 1,110 is up 17.2% year over year. And RMLS for pendings is up 0.4. So again, barely up. Keller Williams overall is down 5.9%, and Keller Williams Northwest region is down 9.7%. So again, y'all are outpacing everyone, right? RMLS, Keller Williams, and the region. So, I mean, you guys are doing awesome.
I mean, for all practical purposes, the RMLS, which is the greater Portland area, is not changed. I mean, those are minuscule.
Yeah, it's funny.
changes.
They were all like so small.
Yeah, so it's basically the year is really similar to last year with regard to those statistics, and we are blowing it out of the water.
Yeah, let's keep it going. So closed units with the 1,076 closed units, it's up, we're up 19% year over year. RMLS down 0.5, KWRI is down 5.4, and KW Northwest region is down 9.9. Closed volume, similar story. 633 million, that's up 12.4% year to date, year over year. And a lot of you guys, if you're remembering back, we didn't have the best first quarter this year. So you guys have really had a strong second and third quarter to bring these numbers up because these are year to date overall. So year to date RMLS closed volumes up 1.6, KWRI volume is down 1%, and the region is down 5.1%. And then closed GCI, which is arguably the most important thing because it's why everyone y'all work, right? 14.8 million is up 10% year over year. We don't have that data from RMLS, but that's down 2.2%. Keller Williams overall is, and Keller Williams Northwest region GCI is down 10.6%. So I know that's a lot of numbers, but I think it's really important to get the messaging that you guys are outpacing everyone on all the metrics, right? For a while, we were kind of covering up a lower unit count by just a higher sales volume. And that's not really the case now, right? You have good units, good volume, and the income earned, it's a larger percentage of our agents, which is really cool too. It's not just like a couple of top producers doing all the business. So
yeah,
it's really amazing.
Another way, and I've said over and over, you should use the statistics of our office in your buyer and seller presentations, right? To try and convince people that they're aligning themselves not only with an agent that knows what they're doing, but a company that supports them. So if I look at contracts written and I see that year over year, we're up 17.2, but the MLS is up 0.04. We're writing 18% more contracts. That's a lot. It's almost a fifth more contracts than the average RMLS in the city of Portland. Mm-hmm. That talks about activity in the market, right? That's when you submit your sales that have gone together and your contracts that have gone together, your buyer contracts. And so that is the sign of an office that's taking their unfair share of what's happening in Portland. And, that's probably what's most exciting about it is that you guys are actually showing some really good signs of success and paying out almost 15 million in commissions so far this year is pretty good for you guys.
Right. We have one more quarter left. Robbie tried to take off yesterday, but she had to work because she said there were so many commissions that came in, that's awesome. Right. And she didn't want any delays. So as we go into fourth quarter, it's just a good reminder to keep that momentum, keep that energy up. We'll keep these conversations going, right? To how will you finish your year strong and prepare for your year ahead. But just know what you guys are doing is working, right? And that if you are feeling like you're struggling or you're not where you want to be, look around you and ask others and reach out and see what others are doing and tune in because there's a lot of people here having a lot of success right now. So that's pretty cool to see. So speaking of that, we want to talk to two of them. So Felicity and Mark, come on up here. No, but I'll post them. I'll post them in our Facebook group. Is that a good place or the resource? Yeah.
I would have, I was curious.
Because I feel like it is good information for you guys to know. Yeah, we'll post that in the Facebook for sure. Come on up, you guys. So Felicity and Mark, specifically, I know he kept it warm for you. We asked these two to come up here today because we were talking about, agents who have had good production, right? But maybe at a pretty consistent level for the last 3-4 4 years. And both of these two have had pretty consistent like production for the last like 4 years. And then this year, you're both already through Q, just with 1 quarter left, almost double of what you guys have done each year for the last few years. So you both are really, really having some breakthrough moments in your own business. Did you know that that's where you were?
I did, because I track my numbers.
Good, right? Mark, I mean, it's pretty cool. And it's pretty interesting how like both of you are like this, where like 2020, 21, 22, 23, your numbers were around the same, right? Within, a little bit of a range. And then this year you're both just dominating. So let's talk about what the heck are you doing to have that kind of results?
You first.
Start with you, Mark.
Ladies first.
Okay. But what are you doing? Are you doing anything differently this year than you have in the past?
Well, I really do think I've only been in the business 5 years.
Mhm.
So I really do think that the longer, if you can stick it out, then, and you do everything that you're supposed to do, and keep in touch with your clients, then business just starts, you start having repeat clients. So have I done anything different? I'm constantly learning. And yes, I moved to Keller Williams.
I wasn't fishing for that, but I'll take it. I'll take it.
No, not to like, but really moving here, there's so many professionals here that I've been able to tap on and ask questions and have helped me, like just amazing. And I feel the support from people, like, there's so many different things going on. Like there's the women's investment group, right? You guys really helped me out when I with questions. Yeah. And it's very interesting. Love it. The auctions, I had a meeting, that opens up the possibilities. And so just constantly learning. I'm always trying to learn more. And
I would say you consistently show up to the classes and the meetings and are not afraid to ask the questions and reach out. So can I share the real numbers? Do you care? Okay. Some people don't like me to share it. So for 2021, 22, and 23, Felicity, and this is from our MLS, so there doesn't include any off-market things, but you hovered right around 3.6 million, 3.8 million, 3.8 million, right? Like for your year. And this year, not even, you have a whole quarter left and you're already at 6.5 million. So a whole quarter to go. So that's really cool. And it also is like, you were hitting this threshold of like, maybe that's where you got naturally, right?
Right.
And then now breaking through to that.
Yeah.
So Mark, can I say your numbers too? Okay. Sure. So Mark, from 2020, 21, 22, 23 hovered, between like 5.5 million, 6.5 in there. And then this year already with the whole quarter to go, you're at 11.4 million. Wow. Well, that's cool. Okay. So tell us, what are you doing?
What I've done this year, in all honesty, is I've just gone back to basics and I'm being consistent and purposeful about my lead generation. And it sounds as simple as it is. I mean, how many times we hear about lead generation? But this year I just made heads down. I started it last year with email campaigns to the car show that I run. And I said, this is what I do to run a car show. Why the hell can't I do it for my real estate? It just, come on. I run a great car show. Why don't I do this for my business? It works. It worked. So we did that this year. So this year, purposefully, same email structures going out like I do the car show every week. I'm sending them out for real estate. In the same way, also having a presence at my car show that is my sole source of lead generation. And what did we do this year? Had a real estate booth there. Now, because I run the car show with my wife and my volunteers, I don't have the time to stand in that booth. So this year I leveraged other agents. Brett, Austin, and Grace came out and would staff that booth. So there was a friendly, knowledgeable, experienced agent at that booth saying, hey, you're looking for a larger garage? We can help you. Well, you go to a car show, who doesn't want a larger garage? However, Brett has had a history of working trade booths. If he sees someone in the crowd, he's going to walk out, grab them, bring him back with a conversation. Having that exposure just builds a familiarity with who I am and what I do at my event. The result of that, this last Saturday, I'm walking through the parking lot and this guy comes up, hey, you're that realtor guy, right? Check, success. By having that type of exposure and just constant reminder, that's how I'm building my business, purposeful about the lead generation. Yes, it does help. It does matter. The fact that my $3 million listing came from a referral from someone who was at my car show. I'll take that all day long with a bank.
So 100% of your business in some form comes from car show, sphere referrals, something along those lines.
70% of my business consistently for 18 years has been car enthusiasts.
Mhm.
They all want a larger garage. Now, it may just be they want their first garage. That's a plus. And you're coming out of an apartment in a carport, you probably like an enclosed garage. Others are looking for a 4, 5, or 6 car garage, or they're looking for a place for their trailer, or something along those lines, or a flat driveway because they have a non-running car. They have to push it around. They want to push it on a flat driveway, not an angled driveway. So that's where my lead generation business has come. I say the other 30% of homes that I sell are simply beautiful homes. Well, that makes everybody happy because either they're looking for a larger garage or they have a beautiful home.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think that it's important to have, most people need 2 or 3 lead generation, pillars. And so work consistently on those. I did the 100 Days to Greatness from Buffini when I first started. And it's a little cheesy, but I did it and I consistently do it. I send out a flyer every month to my clients. And I've only had one person say, please take me off the list. So you have to have a little thick skin when it comes to getting rejected sometimes.
You send a paper or an email?
I send a paper.
Okay.
So I sit there and I fold and I send these flyers out that Buffini sends me every month.
Mhm.
The whole,
Like a newsletter,
like,
kinda, right?
kind
Or
of, it's like a flyer, like they say it's a item of value that has, do you want retirement information, or every month it's a little different. And then you send an email out, but I stopped sending the email and now I send out the Keller Williams email. And I don't think a lot of agents send that email out, but the Keller Williams monthly email is amazing because it gives people a couple of things to do in the area. And so
you're talking about the newsletter that
Yeah.
Cole makes, right? So if you're not familiar, you can search Smart Plans in Command, #KWPP. Cole hand makes that every month just to have like a localized newsletter for you guys to be able to send out. And you can change things as you wish, but at least it's a base to start with.
Yeah, so I send that out every month as well.
Cool.
And then I try to do quarterly pop buys. And that's all of the Buffini, and so that's knocking on doors and hopefully, seeing them and being able to speak to them, because that means a lot. Because I don't like phone calls, because you're supposed to, get on the phone with your past clients. But I prefer just doing the quarterly, not really harassing them that much. But so
yeah, you got to stay genuine to yourself, right? In what you're doing. So, but do you think you've been more consistent this year than you have in previous years, or do you think it's just the time of the consistency?
I think it's just the time. I think that you have to be, it's the long term, and you just have to be consistent all the time, and it'll eventually work. You just have to believe in yourself and believe that it will work, and it does.
So both of you said basically just keep doing the activities, right? And you'll have these breakthrough moments and asking questions. So where does most of your business come from now?
I have a mixture of business. I have open houses. I have had a lot of clients from open houses, and a lot of repeat clients recently. I do manufactured homes as well. And so for some reason, manufactured homes seem to be easier to get into, and they seem to be easier to get referrals from. So I've done a lot of manufactured homes, and I have good referral partners. So lenders are great referral partners, and trying to find a couple more pillars of referral partners.
Yeah, that's great. Those allied resources and vendor partners can be a good source. And so one thing that is cool about you, Felicity, is you will do a $70,000 mobile home.
$30,000.
Yes. And then you just you just listed a house for 1.8 million.
Yeah.
So,
my
right? That's
first, yeah.
exciting, right?
Yeah.
And then like speaking of big ones, and then Mark just closed his biggest one and double-ended it. So
That
Yeah.
was nice.
that's a pretty big one, right?
Right.
Have you guys done anything intentional to get into higher price points, or is it just kind of the whole gambit?
I haven't done anything intentional, just networking and I've been working on that one, 1.8 for 3 years. You know, the guy is a neighbor of my in-laws, and so it's just being consistent, right? I was trying to help him get a developer, actually. I love learning. And I think that part of being successful is continuously like learning and learning new things. And even if they don't serve a purpose but I invited a whole bunch of investors over to his house and tried to get that route going, because I thought, what a great idea to get an investor and then I get all the listings, right? But that didn't work. But so I've been working on him for a while, just being consistent, you know. So
Yes, and you brought up something that you all are always loving to learn, and that's not just here, right? You show up to all the classes and things here, but we met through the Women's Council of Realtors, and you go to the national conferences, you go to the NAR national conferences, you went to a Buffini conference,
Yeah.
like, so you go to all of the things, right? Not even just Keller Williams, to learn and to network, but really,
yeah, there's a whole bunch.
to invest in yourself.
Yeah, I listen to podcasts. So if you don't listen to podcasts, I mean, we drive all the time. Why not? Buffini has a great podcast. Some are great and some are not that great. So Ninja Selling has a great podcast. Learn from Ninja Selling. I love Hustle Humbly. There are two ladies. Where are they? Baton Rouge. If anyone has heard them, but they're great. And they always have pointers. And they have actually, so if you're a newer agent and you don't have your systems in place, they have, you can buy email templates from them and make them your own. You can buy, they are great to help out. So yeah, constantly learning.
I like that. Mark, what do you do to like invest in yourself and always be learning? Because I know you're active in like a lot of the tech and the numbers and all that side of it. So
For myself, I've always, I came from, I'm the only realtor you know with a degree from a medical school. I graduated from OHSU in clinical design and analysis. So I'm a numbers guy, but I've always been pursuing education. So I know that I can always make myself better. That said, where do I gain that? From podcasts, it's nice. Unfortunately, I'm not as consistent in listening to the same podcasts as I want to be. Thankfully, I'm much better at being consistent this year in my lead generation than I am listening to my podcasts. I'll get there. I'm applying myself more this year to understand more about the buyer process as a result of the changes in August and finding other sources of information. How can I make myself better? I'm realizing that we as a company, I've been amazed. I've sat through a couple Zoom meetings with, there's this one meeting with Richard Mario where he was running through the changes. He had control of his meeting for about 6 minutes. And the rest of it was people with hair on fire.
and this was it was like a
This is a
PMAR
PMAR
training,
one.
right?
I mean, this was middle of August. The changes are happening right now. And so many people in that Zoom meeting had no idea what was going on. And I went, wow, I'm comfortable with what's going on. I'm just looking for implementation details. I was shocked at how much further ahead of the curve of our fellow colleagues that we are in this room. I was blown away by that. I kind of felt bad for Richard, but he's fine. He'll be okay. So I pursue that. I also just realized it is just about getting back to basics. There's no new knowledge that I need to gain to make myself better. I just have to be consistent. And I just want to go back and echo the newsletter comment. The first year I hit 10 million was a year where we sent a monthly newsletter every single month. If there was anything tied to that production, it was single email newsletter going out to all my clients in my database every single month. Well, here, Cole designs it every single month and has it there. We pull it down, send it out. You want to send it as is, you want to customize it, just do that. If you do that, your production is going to go up because you will be, like we call it, mentally sticky with your clients. They're going to remember you. That's how you do that. It's part of the 36 touches. All those programs that you hear out there, what in common? is about just making regular contact. This is a contact sport, folks. If you don't make contact, you're not going to make any movement down the field.
Yeah.
So real simple, send an email newsletter.
And we're trying to help make it easier for some of those things by creating some of that content. I think we're talking about doing like a holiday smart plan now too, just like really basic holiday things that you guys can just set it and forget it. So at least like something goes out to your clients that doesn't take a lot of work and effort. But I am going to say some other things that I know you do that you didn't call out, because some of these things you guys, I love it when our like top agents are always like, oh, I don't do anything special. And I'm like, yes, you do. Or, you know, sometimes you don't realize like some of the things, but you listen to the weekly Altos. Like they said, like when you sign up for the Altos reports, they send out like a weekly webinar recording. And so that talks about the market, and so you're very well versed in speaking about the market and the numbers overall because you consistently watch those, right?
Correct.
So you're confident in that. You also tune into the Whoosy calls, right? For AI. That's
Actually, we both
specific
did.
to-
Yes,
Yeah,
We see each other then.
good. Oh my God, I love that. See all these things you guys do, right? So the Whoosy. So that is, it's based on the AI that's for realtors, but it's more, the calls are more like how people are actually using it to drive business, right? Not just about the AI itself, right?
No, it's really good.
So those are just a couple of other things I know you do to learn and stay on.
Right. I'll put a plug in for Whoosy. You've heard about it, but maybe you haven't tried it. Whoosy is not about AI. Hey, I want to go write a new listing agreement or a listing description. No, it's about learning how to be better. As I told the story last week in the ALC meeting, my wife wanted to get a new gas cooktop in our house. And I'm trying to look online and compare two different models. So I asked Whoosy to compare them for me. And it was much better than any website that was out there. It was better than Google. I use Whoosy for more searches now than I do Google. Why is that? Because it's just, it has the native intelligence to figure out what it is that I'm looking for, and I can ask for it. It makes me smarter. And I want to be more efficient.
Yeah.
It kicks ass over ChatGPT. Huzi.
It's huzi.ai.
AI.
Rick, was it Rick Gray?
Rick Gray.
So Rick, he came in here and gave had a meeting, right?
Yeah, we'll probably have, we haven't had
Haven't
him back in a while.
Yeah, he's a coach actually. And so if you can't afford a coach, which I have had several coaches and I have them for a little bit, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, this is a lot of money. And then I stop, but they're on the call and they're basically coaching you for free on these calls. You know, and so if you can't have a coach, have an accountability partner as well. I think that helps a lot. But
One of the things that I'm one of the community champions for Whoosy. My role is to go out and educate and to grow the community. My goal for this next year is to be able to do a monthly Whoosy class in this office for our agents. So if you'd like a precursor of that, maybe we get together and just do a brainstorming question without Eric or Rick or Danielle in here. Happy to do that. Well, let's get that on the calendar sometime. Let's just do that.
Just an example of how I used it. You know, I have the fortune of having some listings from an investor that's selling all his investments. And I wanted to learn, I'm trying to also learn commercial real estate. And so just learning the cap rate, how to, and Whoosy, I just put in the scenario, gave them the numbers, and then Whoosy just spat it out for me. And so I was a little more well-versed when speaking to my client.
That is a great piece, right? Like we
Yeah.
always talk about like writing your listing descriptions or social media,
No,
but like
it's
beyond
so much more.
that,
It's
right?
so much more. Yeah.
It's about making me think differently. And the lesson I took away from Rick is I can go write a listing description, at least in theory. I'm a horrible writer, so that's not going to happen. But what I did for the listing, I was told, is put in the listing details in the neighborhoods and then ask Whoosy what type of people want to live in that neighborhood, live that lifestyle. Write a listing description for this property that will appeal to those people. And the listing description came back and I just went, oh, that's brilliant. Because now you're attracting people who want to be in that neighborhood, live the lifestyle that that neighborhood and that area supports, and then accentuate the features of that listing that appeal to that buyer. Well, how do I get buyers to my property? That's how I do it. And without using the word boast. I mean, that's how Whoosy has made me think differently.
in a similar way, I want to put one before we run out of time. So here's one other strategy that I put together at the start of COVID and then failed because I stumbled within about 2 months, but I've picked it back up this year. How many of you received a birthday card this last year from someone other than your family or maybe your insurance agent?
Yeah.
From someone other than. Okay. What does Facebook give you? People's birthdays. What if you go to Amazon and for $60, you buy a 200 count box of birthday cards? You will spend more on postage and you can reach out and you can go on Facebook and create that birthday list of the upcoming next 3 to 6 months. And you reach out to them and say, hey, I want to send you a birthday card. Where should I send it? You've got the date, you've got their address, and then you put them into command on a smart plan that 5 days before their birthday reminds you to send them the card and you have their address. But then you also use command to send an automated text message on their birthday to them. All you have to do is remember to send the card. And if you don't, they at least get the text message that says, hey, happy birthday. You look like a champion. I've done that this year. I have 2 listings coming up in the spring just from that strategy alone.
Started doing birthday videos, texting to my past clients this year too. That's one thing. Yeah, somebody suggested. To
You
me.
like do a video that's
I
like,
do video.
I love
Somebody asked the same
that.
question, like, when's the last time you got a video from somebody for your birthday, you know, so, but I texted it, yeah, so.
Yeah, I find this is a great time also, apart from birthdays. I think adding a little $5, even though it's $5 doesn't quite get you a coffee anymore, but I've put $5 Starbucks cards in the birthday cards, or Mother's Day. I did a Mother's Day card for everybody. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, now's the time. Well, if you don't do pop buys and you feel, because it's a little out of my comfort zone, right? You popping, some of my past clients aren't exactly like, so it's sometimes a little out of your comfort zone, but now's a perfect time because you pop by with something for the holidays, and you just a little pumpkin or a little, whatever it is that you get joy out of, and so it's a perfect time to start that routine if you don't do that.
I love that. And I love getting cards. And I think remembering those significant moments of like birthdays and home anniversaries and things that are important to people.
And you can drop into that same smart plan, that home anniversary for your past clients. Why not send them an anniversary card? And of course, if there's other dates that are relevant and from your conversations with them, drop them in as well. Command gives you that smart plan. It's easy enough to do.
Awesome. Well, yeah.
Yes.
Can you read handwriting or scan documents? Or is it just?
Scan documents as PDFs, yes. Handwritten, no. Not currently that I'm aware of. I'll find out more tonight on the call. We will.
Yes. Any other questions for these two before we wrap? Okay, great job, you guys. I can't wait to see where the year ends up for you guys. Thank you guys. Have a great week and CE class tomorrow and wealth workshop on Thursday. Happy awesome. Yay.
Mortgage 101 tomorrow.
Yes, Mortgage 101 at Agent Fundamental.